Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another season of What Do You Hunt? That's right, season 2. It was so successful, we came back for another one. And tonight, epic panel of guests. We've got the New York Warriors, so stay tuned, and we'll get them right on. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good, doing good.
What's going on? We appreciate everybody being able to make it out. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, proud of me.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for having us, definitely.
Absolutely. So somebody's missing something, and I don't know what happened. With the memo didn't go out, but did you need a hat?
This is what we come here for?
Oh man!
Yo, but did you see the hat he showed you, Mike?
Yeah, I seen it. The disrespect! Oh my
god! I would listen. If you would have put on a White Sox hat, I would have been like, okay, but come on, Boston.
I'll be honest with you. Like the one East Coast game I've actually seen, I went to Fenway and saw the Sox play the Yankees.
Oh, nice.
It was Big Poppy's last season, so it was really cool. Really, really just a great game to watch. In a great stadium. Like Erod was talking backstage about visiting ballparks, and that's one of the last great American ballparks. It really is.
Yeah.
That and Wrigley. Really, I think it's the last two originals. So, anyway, my one Boston joke. My one.
That was a good one. That was a good one, man.
Well, you should have wore your hat. So, as we talked about before, I mean, this show is just talking about hunting comics and what we do in that process. How we go about it. What we may be looking for this year, or things that are of high interest to us. Like if Very Gary was on the show, he would probably be talking all day long about Fantastic Four Annual number 6. You just happen to have a spare copy right there, didn't you?
We practiced it beforehand, guys, in chat.
Right? Yeah.
That
Very cool. So let's kick this off, and you know what? We'll go around around the room. We'll start with Biggie. What are your just general collecting goals? What do you like to go out and look for?
Well, that's changed. I mean, okay, so that's a big question because it's changed year to year, and the guys on the panel, we've been friends for a long time, and they've seen, I've seen their patterns change. They've definitely seen my patterns change. I would go for a lot of new books, and then I would just stop and then just start going for old Silver Age books, and then go back to the new books, chase variants. It's just all over the place. But lately, within last year and this year, beginning of this year, I've been going more after Silver Age keys, like blue chip keys, and books that I've always wanted, always been out of reach. That's what I look for now.
Now, did the market explosion last year help to drive that process to go after those like before they're gone kind of thing?
It did. Because most of these Silver Age books, they go down, but not much. So it's either get them now or don't get them, at all. So kind of reached for a lot of. Last year, I think was probably the best year I've ever done with key issues. And I went after a lot of Silver Age Batmans last year. I don't go after too much Silver Age Superman anymore because I have a lot of them already. And I've had multiple copies. The book that eludes me so far that I'm trying to get, it's Action Comics 242. First Brainiac. That's a book I want. I don't want it less. I don't want it less than a 4.5. And I know that's kind of probably be a little snobby about it, but
no, I mean everybody's got their minimums, right?
Yeah, and that book is atrocious for always being beat up, like very beat up.
Yeah. Well loved. How about you, Joker?
Me, I mean, I used to be everywhere. I used to collect runs, Marvel team ups, DC Comic Presents, them reprints, the Marvel Milestones. I used to collect all this stuff. I finally completed the 25th anniversary border not too long ago, so got all my copies of that. But more, recently, like last year, I started collecting Batman. I'm a big Batman guy, so detectives or Batman, or even the side stories, whatever. FFs. I've been trying to collect the Silver Age FF run. I've been doing okay, you know what I mean? When it comes to like the 60 and above, you know what I mean? But anything below, it's a little tough, to get at, at the price you want it. And Silver Age, Silver Surfer, that's another run I want to collect. The 18-inch, what is the 18-inch run? That's a good one, that I was, because I like Silver Surfer, when it comes to that. When it comes to Marvel, I'm a big Silver Surfer guy, Black Bolt. When it comes to DC, Batman all the way. And recently, my big goal this year so far, it's a nice FF key. I don't know if you want me to say it now, whenever you ask the question, whatever, but it's a nice FF key, and I don't know how I'm acquire it is, but we do all these auctions and stuff like that. So I think I might just put like the funds for that, and see if I can.
Right, I mean, you want to let it out? Go ahead, man.
I mean, FF52 basically, first Black Panther. That's my key this year.
Tough book.
I'm looking for like a mid grade, like a 5 on that. I take a 4. About that. I'd bet to
tell you what. Once I can get my 8, I'll sell you my 5.5.
Oh. All right, there you go. You already here, man.
But it's tough because I hunt raw, right? I don't go after slabs that often. Like like in terms of like bigger books like that, I'm always hunting raw. So I can, so because I like to do my own cleaning and pressing. So I like to find books that have they got they're capable of coming up. They got options and get as much out of it as I possibly can.
Yeah.
You knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. What are you looking for? You're looking for an FF8?
40, he's looking for a 52.
48, okay.
52, yeah, he's looking for a 52.
No, you said you were looking
for... yeah, no, looking for the 52 in an 8.0.
8.0, oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. No, my FF run, I've got 5 books left. 1 through 4 and 12. Yeah, that's the ones.
It's nice.
Yeah, that took some doing. That 5 was a real pain last year.
Number 1 was, you don't have number 1, right?
No.
That's easy to get,
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. They're just not at a price I want to pay. How about you, Marky?
Oh man, I mean, just like everybody else, when I started, I was mostly all Silver Ages and stuff like that, and then it was completing some runs when I was growing up and everything like Crisis Infinity Earths and all that stuff, and then Superman died. And then I got heavy into all the newer stuff, the 90s stuff.
Yeah.
And then I took a break, and then I got back into it. And, but it's always been Silver Age keys, notable books, if they're reasonable. And, and I do see the incline in prices on some of the stuff of what I used to pay for them and how they are right now. So, maybe I sold some of that stuff, and now I've been looking for some golden ages, and they're a pain in the neck, especially out here by me. I haven't really found that many. I've been basically getting some newer books here and there, just because I'm reading them, like I don't know, Suicide Squad, the King Shark series just ended. I've been reading that. I've been reading Department of Truth now. And but I think after Dark Crisis from DC, I think I'm going to take a time out on the newer stuff and just focus more on keys that maybe I'm missing. But he's funny because he brings up that first Brainiac, and that was one book that was eluding me for a long time. And he was there. Mike, were you there?
No.
When I bought it, who else was on that? It
was me, Manny, and James, King of the Golden State.
James. So when I got that, I don't know where to go. This was the book that kept on eluding me.
Yeah, you know how much? Let me say the price, Marky.
Yeah, go right ahead.
You know how much he paid for it? He paid in an auction, a Facebook Live auction, before all the YouTube auctions were anything. Mm-hmm. We're talking 6 years ago. $800 for what was it? What was the grade?
2.0.
It was a 2.0, but unpressed and with lots of pressable defects.
Yeah.
On it.
So did you send it to Erod yet, or
no? Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah,
I know. I kept on handling. Because he's a busy man. Everybody's been busy, and I've been thinking about it. But that will be the one to
Hey,
go.
it's a
hammer.
good thing you didn't send it though at that time, because at that time that's when CGC
I
was
was thinking
transitioning
about it, dude.
to their
but
new cases, and there was a bunch of mistakes with their
Yeah.
books.
that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why I held back, and then all this other stuff happened, and then the pandemic, and that was I just. I'm okay, but like the last two big books that I got, in my view, because like I said, I've been going for Golden Age, so this is one of them.
Oh,
Third Green Lantern 2.0.
wow.
Nothing missing, everything attached and
Wait,
everything.
yeah, let me highlight that guy.
Yep.
Let's take a look at that. Oh,
So-
that is a pretty book.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Even in a 2.
Even in a 2.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, what year is that one again?
That is 1940.
Ooh,
Good year. That was a good year.
Third appearance of Green Lantern.
Good year.
That's
Good
the
year.
back. And then the last big book, Batman 4.
Ooh.
Oh, single digits.
Yeah. Has a detached had a
destroyed it
detached
just now.
centerfold,
So
but centerfold. But what I did with this had a bad spine roll. So I sent it off to Sanderson Studios. He does great work with some Golden Age books and all that stuff.
Kenny's top notch.
Yeah, Kenny's top notch. And he even told me, he said, I got a feeling the centerfold's detached, but you can't tell because of that spine roll. I said, it's up to you. I said, dude, I want it to fit in the case, because the case, Erod knows. Erod, remember that oversized case? I hated that.
Yeah,
So he did some work on this and got it down and still kept the grade, but he told me the centerfold looks like it's going to get it detached, but you still probably get the 3.0. So I was happy with it. So that was it. That's his last two big buys I done.
Yeah, we just showing off books. You want me to get my Tech 27?
Well, we were talking about what we're hunting. This is what I've been hunting. I've been hunting Golden Ages.
I'm just saying.
No, if you've got a Tech 27, you got to show that.
Yeah, I know.
And where do you live?
In the middle of nowhere.
There's nobody in the Bronx is hanging out with a Tech 27 in his drawer.
Tech 27 with a Tech 9 in his hand.
Right? Yeah.
But other than that, if a key comes up, if I'm in the shop and I see it and it's a decent price, I would pick it up. But yeah, especially with some of these newer books, like everybody's got their shows and everything, of what's hot, what's not, what's coming out. Get it before the cut. If I see it there and it's still that cover price or a decent price or whatever, yeah, I'll pick it up. I'll hold on to it. I'll read it. But after that, either I might give it to my nephew, or I'll put it up in the auction and then put it in a piggy bank and then go buy one of these.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's
How
my
about
goal.
you, Erod? We've been seeing a lot of your hunting videos. So we
Yeah,
know you hunt up whatever you can get.
For me, it's the hunt. I enjoy the hunt, but personal collection, it's always the keys. Problem is that as we've been doing this for so long, I've got a lot of those keys. So now my keys are in a different stratosphere where I have to hunt these books to move them along to get that book, and that. But I enjoy that. I like the flea markets. I like the small shows. The interactions with people and just hanging out with the community. It's been good. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. And I got a couple on my list. I try and knock off at least one or two big books a year. So there's a couple of low FFs and a couple of ASMs that I need. Those are on my want list this year. Bad. I really want that FF5, which I missed the boat on that one. But the other one I want an FF3. I want that first Fantastic card, and I like it because it's the first uniform.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's a great cover.
I mean, how we all grew up with the Fantastic Four cartoon, flying around in the damn Fantastic car.
Yeah, correct.
Soapbox or whatever the hell they've got going on. It's just a cool cover.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of more of a staple. I mean, the scrolls, for a bit, yeah, they were big, but then they were gone for a long time, and nobody knew anything, cared about it. Obviously, now they're going to be huge with the Secret Invasion show coming up, and that they've been in Captain Marvel and such, which I think they're doing a great job with it. I mean,
what I think they're doing a great job in keeping us guessing.
Yes.
You saw what happened with the Doctor Strange trailer.
Oh my God.
No, yeah.
Wow.
It's sickening.
Like 7,000 possible books out there that could be hot for a minute.
Lord.
That, and the thing is, you watched how many people pay attention to this, because how many people got
little-
caught on
those
that
little
Invincible
details.
Iron Man book?
Oh yeah, the Superior Iron
The
Man.
Superior Iron Man. How many people got caught within 2 days? That book started to drop again, but people got caught on
Well,
it.
yeah, because everybody realized it was Monica Rambeau or
Correct.
Maria Rambeau or whoever
Initially,
it
it
is.
was the Tom Cruise, and everybody got crazy.
Who cares? Who cares if Tom Cruise
It's
is
Blue
going to be
Marvel.
Iron Man
It's
for a minute?
Spider-Man. It's
You
this,
know
it's
what it
that.
is?
Like,
You get. I feel you get new collectors, right? And you get that FOMO. So everybody's rushing to get that book because I got to get it. But if you really sit back and pay attention, those are niche books because it's okay. So it's the first time he wore the armor, first time he did this. But how long do those books last? After a while, everybody moves to the next niche.
Yeah.
But those are the books we hunt and move along.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are what I'm happy to sell to you.
Hey, you know what? It's my FF3 fund. Thank you.
I mean,
I just literally sold that Avengers 7, the first Illuminati.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I sold it on Friday and during Friday's auction, and then the book blew up over the weekend.
no, bad timing we have.
Mine are on
sometimes.
eBay right now.
Bad
there you go.
timing.
I'll get another copy later on. It goes back down again.
Yeah.
But
I
I
got one
love it.
question to ask all you, since we're all here. And Erod, you've been hunting and everything. Do you think you're running out of time? Everybody's running out of time trying to get those FF keys because everybody knows they're coming.
They're not. So I'm not seeing them on the walls.
Okay.
Especially the low single digits, guys that used to have them on the walls. You don't see certain books on the walls anymore. There are certain books. The other book that I want, I always wanted a Brainiac. We've talked about this a million times. I was envious with the Brainiac. The other one I want is the first Legion of Superheroes.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen that on the wall because nobody ever has it.
Never see
You
it.
don't see that book raw.
No,
but that,
you don't see that. You don't see the first Mr. Freeze, which I know E is holding in his hand
we
right
talked about
there.
that. Another classic. Right
You
there.
don't see those. Yeah, you don't see that at shows.
Gee, that just happened to be there.
I know, it just happened.
Oh, we're playing with props.
Wait, are you kidding me? He was sleeping with that thing for the last week.
Yo, let's
awesome book.
Go ahead.
So first of all, this book, right? It's 5.0, right? It's already tough to get it in that grade.
It is.
Any grade.
This book is screaming for Erod to give it some love. It's
I know.
the spine on this looks so strong. It has some nice pressable defects on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go all out and say this is probably a 6.5.
Right.
Yo, that's fat. I looked at that book. Yeah, he's not lying. He's not lying.
E, you know what we should do? You should take that, and I'll take my Brainiac. We'll give it to Erod, and we'll see what we do. We'll have a show about it. We'll show
We
the
should do an
grades.
express like a walkthrough tier. Yeah,
we should do that.
You got to do that walkthrough.
So hold on. That lady showing his Batman 121.
What do you got?
Forget, I ended up getting my Batman 121 before Biggs, right?
Oh,
so I got mine like not too long, and so I'm like, I got one. Got it for all whatever. Yeah. Next thing you know, this dude he had to one up me with a 5.0. You know what I mean?
I know.
Oh man, that's how it is, man.
That's how we keep it fun. But I get what you're saying. I mean, like I'm pulling books like these anytime I see something. If there's a Doom cover,
I
agree. Grabbing them because they're hot, absolutely hot. They're on fire.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
I know I got an early FF Silver Age signed by Joe Sinnott.
Okay, thank you. I'll take it. All right, so next.
I can't.
Well, come on, Mike. You got some fire over there. You got some fire over there.
I know.
Mike is being modest.
I know.
Mike's collection is deep.
Oh, it's definitely deep. Yeah.
We got BLC in the house. We've got Alex, the comic hoarder, showing up in here. Thank you.
What up, Alex?
Alex, what's going on, man?
Yeah, Sanderson is a wizard. Yeah, I'll agree with that. You got to see his work. Follow him on IG.
Mr. Gretzky here. Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a good one. And I'm sure I'm going to get a whole list of different answers on this. When you go to a show or a store, what do you target first?
Okay, can I go first?
Absolutely.
I go for the wall always. I'm a wall guy. I always did. Erod knows. The first thing I do is I scour the wall, man. Scour the wall. You know how many times I picked out books for the guys just scouring the wall? Like Radar, right? Mike knows. Remember that FF First Blast? I said, Yo, Mike, that's the book right there for you.
Yep.
Always scour the wall. I remember when Manny was looking for that Humans #1. That one
There you
right
go.
there. I used to hoard that book. I always
Right,
follow the
because
wall.
that's a book
Always.
nobody ever thinks about, right? And
Nope.
Blastar was a huge character for the
A lot of people focus on the bins, which is cool. That's where you find the little hidden treasures, you know.
That's where I'm
But
at. Yeah.
a lot of times, now it's different though. I'm talking about maybe a couple of years ago. Now scouring the wall, you see, it's all these new spec books that shouldn't be wall books are up there now, you know.
Oh, there you go.
But that's what I do. I always scour the walls. Every place I go to, first thing I look at.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Wait, I'll do that.
Look at that.
Oh, I'm almost a shock box now. Let me stop.
I bet you are. I got 2. It's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So definitely the wall. Yeah, I can get that.
I'm more into the bins. I like to go to my bins, and obviously, when you're in the bins, you double task. You know what I'm saying? So you look at the wall too, but you're in the bins. But yeah, I go with my CLZ now recently. I started updating it, but I'm not up there yet fully with my whole collection of CLZs, and just to see what I'm missing or what I'm not. Usually when I'm out with like Biggs, more Manny though. I've done it with Biggs, but more Manny when we digging into the bins, I know what he likes and he knows what I like. And he digs or whatever. And I'm like, yo, Mike, you need this? Like for your FF? And I'm like, no, you need this for your My Little Pony run? You know what I mean? So stuff like that. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Boy.
Like we look out for each other.
Right.
But definitely in the cons and shows, I do go for the bins. If it's the $1 bins, $5 bins, I definitely go in there. I found some nice books on $5 bins. Books that were like worth like $200 in a $5 bin. You just gotta go digging, man. Go digging. Sometimes I was talking to Josh recently, and I just bought my 4th printing of Batman New 52 #1, the 4th printing with the border on top, the ugly one.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, so I got that, and I'm the only one I'm missing is the newsstand, and I think the Warner Brothers tour.
The Warner Brothers tour, yeah.
Yeah, so I went to eBay. Once I got my copy, I went to eBay to see the newsstand, see how much, and that newsstand is going crazy, like 100 and above. I'm like, wow, what? And Josh says, he was like, listen, sometimes in shows and cons, this newsstand right here could be mistaken for a regular copy or Walmart. So just dig, just dig in the shows and shit. And it's true, you gotta be digging, you be finding the keys, man. And them $1 bins, $5 bins, 50-cent bins,
Yeah, you find some definite treasure in the 50-cent bins.
Yeah,
Crazy stuff people like forgotten about, and then now it's hot. I do a lot at what's the place called? Half Price Books around here. But it's like, but now that it's known now, it's like everybody goes after it, and it's like you gotta find out the day that they're dropping books in there, and you gotta get the first guy in there.
The word got out.
And of course, now I don't go to an office, right? So I'm at home all the time. So it's like a pilgrimage to get there. So I'm like, forget about it. But I still get some cool stuff. But what about you, Erod?
I'm a wall guy, all the way. Biggs will tell you. I'm a wall guy at a shop. I'm a wall guy at a con. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm going to go into the boxes, but
first and foremost, you're going after the wall.
Himalaya put it up there, wall 100 times, and you know what kind of a shop you're in based on the wall books, and that's the truth. For
the
the
kind of
most
stuff
part.
that turn over. Yeah,
but then again, it goes to show. But they know what they have in the box too, so it's not worth digging. You know what I mean? So they know what they got.
That's what I'm saying. So I look at that wall first, and there's some shops. I mean, and the size of the store means nothing. Because I go to a couple of little shops, and Biggs will know, and we talk about it. There's a little shop in Jersey, and this guy's wall books are insane. You go in there and you're seeing an FF5 up on his wall, an ASM 129, and you're just seeing these major keys. And shop is real tiny, but he's got inventory.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Marky.
Well, the shops I got out here, I kind of like, you walk into the wall, it's like right there. So I do my quick glance. I'm like, okay. And then either I'm going into the bins, I'm looking to see if they have any Silver Ages, or, sometimes getting whatever the new book's coming out or whatever. That's what I've been doing now. But it depends on the shop. Like when we go to Royals, what's the first thing I do, guys? I go right into that Silver Age bins because that's usually
Yeah.
where the sales are. And how many books have I bought from there, Silver Age, from you guys every time I go?
Yeah.
That my shops don't have that, where I'm at. I mean, it's all the newer stuff and all that, and then which is good because when Free Comic Book Day comes out, they usually have their 20% off or 50% off or whatever, and that's where I go digging and maybe find some fillers and all that stuff, or maybe looking something for my nephew that may he be missing and everything. But that's what it is. So I always glance the wall first because I have to come back over there to check out. So then I get a real look, and then, all right, something's up there. Let me see. And then I look at the price. If it's in my range, yeah, I'll get it. Because actually, that's how I got that Wonder Woman Golden Age that I sold to you. If you remember that.
Yeah.
Remember we did that deal?
Wait, which one? Because I bought.
It was the one. It was the Golden Age Wonder Woman. She was like busting out of the thing. I think it was a 6.0.
You talking about me?
Yeah, you.
I thought I bought the Blue Snowman from you. No, I got I got the Blue Snowman from Very Gary. I got the other one from you. Yeah, it was
that Wonder Woman
663,
went to the Batman.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, I love that book.
No, it's a great book, and that was one of the things that I seen on the wall, and they were like, and this is like before everything started to go.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, what are we looking for that? And I kind of did a quick glance on my phone. I'm like, all right. Well, I know the guy, and I buy a lot of stuff on. And it was a sale day, so I got the sale price and that. So, and it worked out. But now, forget it. Now, if I think 1 week, like last month, I went in. He had a Namor Golden Age in the case in front of it. I was like, and I didn't have the funds to go do that. I said, well, if that book's there next week, that's not a bad price. Maybe I'll grab it. Gone.
Yeah.
So
no timely
Golden Ages do not last out here by me, and that's it.
I would say that I would hazard a guess that that's probably the same everywhere. But when it comes to timely, everybody's grabbing up timely.
Forget it. If you
Timely's
see one,
last nowhere.
If they take credit cards, man, if that's a book that you're looking for, just get it because, like you said, the timely comics, Marvel, whatever you want to call it.
Timely is more rare than
they're
DC,
rare.
than DC.
And if you see a decent one, get it.
And
if it's in the range that you can afford.
Pre-code horror is another one that just
again, same scenario. They had two of them there. I said, "Oh man, I don't got the funds right." I go back next, gone. And now I know to grab them.
Next time, just hit that credit card on there.
I know.
Alex, the comic hoarder, will tell you if you show that on a video, they will. The Golden Age, the pre-code guys will hunt you down and they will make you sell you that book.
Oh no, I know. There's one shop I go to. That's all when he goes to shows. That's all he's looking for is the EC books, pre-coded horror. That's all he cares about. Everybody brings in the newer stuff and whatever, and he's like, "No, I'm looking for Silver Age. I'm looking for this stuff. I got tons of it downstairs. I can't get rid of it much as give it away." That's what he says.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I want to point out this comment here. It says Erod is easily the best at con footage. Every time he does a con video, I'm like, dang, what shop is that? I wonder if they still have that book after the show.
Yeah.
And that's no joke. I was watching one of the recent ones. It was like the toy show or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm scanning the wall, and there's I want to say it was like an All American. It was a Robin issue that I know JP's Budget Collecting was looking for, and I'm like, send him the link, and I'm like 5 minutes in, and he's like. We're like, who is that? I'm like, how many people are reaching out to you after you post a video? Hey, what shop is this? Can you tell?
I get a lot of comments because guys like to pan, and then what I get a lot of requests now is just to go even closer, which closer because they want to see the pricing on it a little better,
right?
Yeah.
And then they get an idea. Like the local shows I go to in Jersey, there's a couple of guys that deal in predominantly Golden Age stuff.
Nice.
But for the most part, it's silver and bronze. But the prices are pretty fair and they're negotiable for the most part, which is huge.
That's awesome. Yeah, because Golden Age is rare no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
Finding people who actually have it, that's even tougher.
I agree. And like you said, the timely stuff.
I came across a couple of shops that have it, and I hoard those names like you wouldn't believe. I don't tell anybody about it.
Correct. That's the honey hole.
It's the honey hole. I'm sorry, I was stepping over. What were you were saying?
No, I said that's the honey hole. But that's everybody likes that.
Yeah. Everybody finds that one spot here and there. Like I would say I had luck like that at antique shows and stores. I got out here. I got a lot of antique places, and I found some nice older stuff there.
Yo, don't be sleeping online too. Online, you could be finding
Oh
some
yeah,
holes on online.
Right.
yeah.
You're right.
There's online sites that are very fair,
Yeah.
and you're not breaking your bank account, and that's good. But once the word gets out, they're done. That site's gone.
All right, so we'll do a quick round here. So one at a time. Name your favorite website to go to for books.
Yo, you crazy. You're crazy. Oh my god.
He tried. He tried. You got to give him an A for effort on that one.
Oh man.
eBay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Big
eBay. I'm
Town
going to go with
Comics,
that.
there
I'm
you
going to go with eBay. I'm going to go with eBay.
Oh man.
Okay, so here's a tough question. So now, since I know you guys are all hunters, like serious hunters, hardcore, and you go after it, and I know that you're all buying stuff to build up for other things.
Yeah.
Is your spec collection or your war chest bigger than your personal collection or smaller?
Huh.
We'll start with you, Rod.
That is a good question.
I would say my spec and war chest is probably bigger than my personal that I want to keep. Let's put it that way. So what I did is we have this discussion all the time. I changed my focus on what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep a couple of years ago. And I used to do sets. So I was a run collector.
Yeah.
So I finished my Captain America run. I'm one issue away from finishing my X-Men run, and the other run I'm working on is Spider-Man.
What's the X-Men book you're missing?
2.
Fair
That's
book,
it.
yeah.
And then we're done. And then I finished it.
Mm.
So
that was the first run I finished, but it was also the first one I started a long time ago.
Yeah. With me, I started Captain America because of my father's love for Captain America, so we did that, and I kind of finished that one first from 100 on, and then I went into the X-Men because that's my love, and then we all like Spider-Man, so I started picking up those Spider-Mans. Luckily, I got in on it before it really went insane for certain books. So 1 through 10, I'm only missing 3 issues. It's 1, 2, and I don't even remember the third. 1 more. Oh no, I just picked up number 4. I got number 3.
1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I have a 3.
I got. I'm on a hunt for a 1 right now. Well, actually, I'm on I'm buying a 1. I just I gotta finish getting the funds together, but I'm over halfway there. So
yeah, I just got my 4 maybe 2 months ago. I got a 3.5, so I'm happy with that.
I got one from DS before it exploded. It's a 2.5, but it's pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So, I'll take that any day of the week. Stuff like that. So yeah, at one point I would say my collection was bigger. Right now, I think the war chest and what I need to move. Is
Marky.
Oh, I'm the same. I mean, if you really break it down of what I want to keep with my PC and what I am willing to let go, oh yeah, the wall chest and the PC. I mean, not the PC, the specs. Yeah, they're. I like to move, but then again, sometimes I have this weird thing. Like I really like that run of stories or that book. I really like it, but then I look at the bigger picture and saying, the more I wait on such and such issue, the older it gets, the rarer it gets, the more money it's going to go. This one's about this point. If I get rid of that, I am closer to that one. So what do you want to do? You want to play the game? You got to pay. You got to let go. So the guys know some stuff I put up auction, and you go, whoa, where are you hiding this stuff? Why are you put, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's just like at the time when push comes to shove, if I really want to find something and I know I got to let that book go to get that closer, when I know I can get it, I'll let it go. But
I want to talk about that next. We'll keep going around. Joker, how about you?
Now spec, it's more spec now. Books, because in my personal, it's like I said before, I used to collect runs. You know what I mean? So I still have those runs. But at the same time, I also have, books I pick up for New Comic Book Day, things that I think that might be something later on, books that I spec'd on years ago from old school YouTubers. First America Chavez, Erod with the Miles Morales. You know what I mean? Ask Erod how many copies he has of that shit. But it's stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I said, just suspect more than my personal collection. To the point that I got so much clutter that I want to sell it all. And this is stuff that minor spec that we all think or whatever, and that's been sitting in my damn collection for like 5 years already. You know what I mean? So I need to get rid of this clutter. Help me.
Help me. I like that.
Mike, I think I had 14 copies of the first print at one point.
See?
But I used to buy it at shops at $20, $5, $10. But I was all in on that character from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
I was in it more for the story and what the character meant than the spec on that book.
I had already moved to digital on all of the Ultimate stuff.
Okay.
When that came out, and I was like, and it was one of those situations where I wasn't collecting, like a lot of stuff to flip at the time. I wasn't doing that at the time because this was a while back, right? Well, like 2005 or something like that when that came out, or no, it was later than that. But I wasn't after it, and then it comes around, and I'm like, let me get one of those before they go really crazy. And I think I got a copy still in the poly bag for like I did a trade on it. Yeah, nice. I traded something at a con for like literally like he got a Marvel Superheroes 12 first Captain Marvel in like a 5 or something like that, and I got like that and a Conan 12 and like a couple other things, and I was like, thank you. I pressed that out. It came back in 9.6, so I was like,
the Jervik one, I got it for $25.
Oh, nice.
Right? And but I think that book comes out 2010. I think it is. I got that like the following year for $25. I sent it into CCS and it came back at 9.2.
Well,
I wasn't pressing at the time. And then a couple years down the line, I'm looking at this book and I'm like, cracked it, came back at 9.6.
There you go. There you go. Nice.
That's a bonus.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
Big book. $25 investment. That's what everybody shoots for. Is that book? A book like that?
That's what everybody wants. $25 for 2,500. Or God, what is it now in a 9.8?
9.8 is $30,000.
$30,000.
Yeah, it broke like it hit a high sale of 30, and I think it was at the last one sold was like 29K.
Yeah, but you see how long it had to take. What is it? 10 years since Miles Morales, right? 10 years for that book to get to that.
12 years.
So that's definitely long term.
The other books are never going to reach that,
No, that's in my opinion, that is the modern day Grail right now.
I agree.
That one in 25.
The Greg Land Spider.
The Edge of Spider-Verse, right? Yeah. Those books are just insane.
Yeah. All right, Biggs. How about you? Personal or War Chest? Which one's bigger?
I would say that the War Chest is bigger right now. If I had to put a percentage, it's like 60-40.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 60% books that I would sell, 40% that I would keep.
You did a big purge.
It changes though. It changes.
Like Biggs, you did a big purge after for a while there. You really
I got rid of I would say 70% of my collection. Like I had like about 35 to 40 boxes, and I brought it down all the way to about 15 short boxes.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. Because we ran the auctions every week for almost 2 years straight.
Yeah,
I was just selling everything. I just got.
You were doing biggie boxes.
I looked at it this way. I was like, if I don't want to slab it or put it on the wall, if I don't want to grade it, then I didn't need to keep it.
And then COVID happened, and you're back up to 35 boxes, right?
COVID happened, and then I ended up like my PC ended up growing again, like a lot, like growing.
Yeah, but in a better way, because your way of collecting
is more refined,
evolved, and it's more refined. And I mean, I know what you have for the most part.
It's tons of value.
Books, value, just good books.
Yeah, it's just a ton of value that it's like I'm getting to a point now. Probably I probably. If I need to sell, I probably got about 15 short boxes, and to get rid of everything that I don't want is probably about 7 boxes. 7, and the rest I won't get rid of because the rest is more like like I have all the Kirby runs, like I have like a lot of DC Kirby, like all of Mr. Miracle and
New Gods.
the Demon, New Gods, the Jimmy Olsen Kirby stuff, like
Forever
those books I don't get rid of. I only get rid of when I upgrade, or like if I have multiple copies, and then I'll get rid of the lower end. Even some of the Bronze Age Kirby stuff, like Captain Falcon, I love that run. By Jack Kirby. Things like that I keep,
What's Captain Falcon from?
Captain America and Falcon.
Oh, Captain Falcon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain America and
Falcon. I was like, who the hell is?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Captain Falcon.
That's a video game character.
Yeah. And you know what? Too, a lot of Star Wars books.
Yeah.
I do sell sometimes Star Wars books, but not often. I tend to keep them more because I enjoy I love the story of Star Wars and all the lore. I think it's probably a bigger passion of mine than actual comic books. So I tend to keep most of my Star Wars books.
So that's a key point right there. I think this happens to all of us. Is like the kind of collector that I've been forever, right? Like just talking about Star Wars here. Like I was like, okay, you know what? I want to get the Star Wars books, and I was like, with my list, I got all the Star Wars books from the original Marvel series, and I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna get all of the important issues from it, and I lucked into it. Like somebody walked into my LCS with a box full of Star Wars slabs, all in a 9.4. Right, there was like 30 of them, and I went through there and I was like, key, like starting at issue 7. So it was like 7, 8, 39, 35, 39, 40, 41. I was like, I got all those. They're all in 9.4. So now it's like everything I get in that Star Wars run that's a key has got to be a 9.4. So
that's linear, right?
My 42 is beat up. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna sell that one. I'm gonna get a 9.4. Sadly, my number 1 came back a 9.2. Oh, in white pages, right? Because they're all white pages. But my number 1 came back a 9.2 off white, and I was like,
I got one out right now at CBCS.
But yeah, so that's that how that evolves, right? And I think we all go through that. It's like, what we're gonna do now as opposed to what we were gonna do, back in the day. And I learned a really important thing when I moved from my last house to this house. I don't want to carry that many boxes out of the basement.
Yes.
When I
yes. Yes. That's
so
what I said when I moved into this house.
Everything that's like all the new stuff, honestly, that's come out. Like if I bought it in the last 10 years and I bought it to read it and I read it, I'm not going to keep it, right? If it's not a key, like I pull all the keys, everything else went into, boxes, and that stuff's going on whatnot real soon. Just unload, because somebody else might want it. And, I got my use out of it. I don't mind selling it for $1.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's see.
What else you got?
Do you guys do any trading?
Yeah, I've done many with Biggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just within your group, or like basically people or things like
people that in the group. That's basically. I haven't done anybody that I didn't know. That especially. I think it was some Silver Age deal me and he did. So got to have some trust with that, and I trusted to send it to him, and he trusted to send it whatever to me. But I haven't done anything like outside of the group or outside than anybody I don't know. It's always been inner circle stuff.
I've done trades outside of the group. I've done trades in the group. I've done trades outside the group, and a couple times you get the short end of the stick. You know what I mean? But
I got burned once from somebody I thought I knew. Yeah, here.
Yeah, me too. That kind of like I was a little hesitant, doing that again, but I did it again and it was fair, But yeah, you got to know the person. I mean, you got to be reputable, I guess. You know what I mean? Right. Outside the group, the person I traded with, a couple of people I traded with, they were in the community too. So don't want to put their names out there.
Little research, depending on what you're trading.
Exactly.
To. Just take that little extra 5 minutes to say, okay, who really is this guy, and what kind of feedback does he? What's his vibe? What's his thing?
Yeah. But it helps too if he has a YouTube channel to it. You see what he collects and all that, and put him on blast when he gives you crap books. You know what I mean?
I mean, it isn't like I don't trust anybody. I mean, I haven't done really trades at sales. Yes, I've trusted people outside the realm and everybody. As for trades, I gotta look into you a little bit. And if I know you, I know you. That's good. I don't have to do anything. But if I don't know you, I have to ask around.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Good point, comics and culture. Good point.
Yeah, I don't like trading. I'll be honest with you. I only trade. I would only trade with someone I know personally. But other than that, I don't really like trading because it's like if somebody wants something that you have, a lot of times when you want to trade, like say for example, somebody sees something in my collection that they want, and I know the book says worth about 200, so then they'll show you what they got to offer, and a lot of times it doesn't equal to what you're giving them. So so the one person picked what they wanted from your collection, and then they offer you what they. So it's not really fair, you know what I mean? So I don't really like trading. I try not to trade at all. Only with my friends I would trade though. Like I've traded with Mike and Marky and Manny many times, but we're close friends. Like we don't just we see each other in E-Rod. We see each other like in real life. Not saying that this is not real life, but in person. So. But other than that, I really don't like to trade.
I tell you what.
I mean, and everybody's got their opinions on it, and like based on their experience,
Yeah.
Whether just in doing it or in life, I totally get it. But it's one of those things that those questions I like to kind of put out there, because we're in a different time now, this year specifically, where those of us who did a lot of selling are looking at a much higher, I'd say a more significant tax implication. Because now we're getting reported on from the number one source that we've been using as our bank forever, and that's PayPal. And it makes that much more challenging. So it's like, okay, if we're actually doing this to get this, maybe we should just find out if somebody's got this and they want to get rid of it, So that's, where the trading logic, kind of comes into a little bit more.
If I'm doing that, though, I don't do RAWs because I'd have to have that book in my hand to be able to.
I agree.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I've done a few. I don't do many, but there's one or two guys that I do trade with, and we'll trade slabs.
Yeah. Slab. I mean, somebody said, I think it was a Vancouver Comic Junkie. It was like slabs are trading cards, right?
Yeah.
Like that's why I get the stuff slab. It has a stated value and a stated aspect. There's no challenging whether or not it is that value. I mean, everybody can have their
what you're buying
about things, but exactly what you're getting, right? You're getting this in this grade. It has this value,
Yeah.
It makes life easier.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna get that slam dunk where you buy something and unless and this has happened. I mean, I bought a slab that's a 9.4, and then you take a look at it and you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is this has potential. It happened to me with somebody in the community. I bought a Batman Adventures 12.
Nice.
I know
9.4. Came back at 9.8.
You gotta love those, I mean, and there's this. It's catching on.
To all credit, the guy knew it, and he told me, and he said,
"Yo,
this hadn't been pressed."
Ever since that happened, I'm gonna blame Emo for this one. Ever since that happened, we don't even see him no more. How about that?
Oh, come on! Oh,
He's a good guy.
Only Marky reunited.
You know what? You guys go off on him a little bit. Remember, he's an IT guy. He'll knock your fucking internet.
He's a tech guy. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we could say his name, so we're gonna talk about. We talk about Jeff Johnson. He was one of the founders.
He's still around, incognito, but he's still around.
Yeah.
Man, I did a lot of. We used to do Midtown Comics, remember, Mike? We used to do Midtown photographs all the time together.
Yep.
Oh shit! Celebrity up in the house.
Oh,
Comics with Bueller. How you doing, Bueller?
What's going on?
He must have pulled over to the side of the road for this show.
Yeah. He had to take a piss break, so he pulled over to the side of the road.
Tuned in. Thank you for tuning in, sir. It's good to see you.
I like BLC's answer. He said, "Who?" He's talking about Jeff Johnson. Who exactly? Who? I don't know.
Here's a good question. We're gonna take one from the audience. Killer Clem Melendez. Do you like a signature on a comic book or keep it plain? What's more valuable to you? To you, how do you got it?
Yo, back in the day, I sound like before.
You're
like
old.
with these guys. When I first started with these guys, and us running the shows, or like going to cons and stuff like that, going to signings, like yellow labels was the shit. It was the number one priority, I should say, in our in our collections. But I don't know. I can speak for the guys, but I'm just saying. But now I think it's fair to say for all of us, it's changed. Now it's like we already got that. We already done that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I don't need that anymore. This is case in example right here. George Perez. Everybody was sending books for George Perez recently, right? Everybody.
Yep.
And then his last show, one of his last shows, I want to say, was East Coast Comic Con a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
2018. Yeah.
We got our signatures. We met him, took pictures. I thank God for that. For meeting him, and now he's already he had to cancel his CGC signing.
Yeah, he's on hospice now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
he's in hospice. Yeah, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'm gonna go. It used to be yellow label, now it's blue label. That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, my experience, very few yellow labels now. We were yellow label warriors at one point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Every show we were at, we were going to we went to an art show. that
Yes.
had, like,
Yes.
Yes.
They had two people signing, but one of them was Bill Sienkiewicz,
Yeah.
Right.
right? And we waited an hour and a half for Bill to come in.
More than that.
Bill never showed up. Gets better. We're leaving. Who's walking down the street? Bill Sienkiewicz.
Sienkiewicz. That's funny.
We basically ran him back into the place, got online, got our stuff signed for him. Remember that?
He said he was like, "Oh, I didn't know. I don't know where my table was."
Yeah,
we
got
escorted him
you.
to his table.
Walk
That's
right to his
right.
table.
Let me escort you to your table.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
so
But you
now
gotta
it's
sign my
remember
book
that.
first.
Become a
There's
comic
something
maitre d'.
There's some autographs that mean a lot to
Yeah.
you as a personal collector. The one for me, probably the biggest one for me to get that I was like, wow, I really wanted this one. Stanley was one, but it was a great moment. But John Byrne for me, because of everything that run does.
Yeah.
So John Byrne is at New York Comic Con maybe 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he's signing through I forgot the company.
All right.
But he's only doing 100 signings. They're giving out wristbands
Mm-hmm.
on a Saturday morning at New York Comic Con.
Oh,
Okay.
Yep.
Mike, you were with us, right?
Yeah.
Mike, myself, Manny, my son.
Jeff
Mark,
was
were you
there.
with us that day? And
No.
I know Jeff Johnson was with
I
us.
think I
Carlos,
was there, but I wasn't
Oh, and
on the
Carlos.
line.
We all got wristbands for John Byrne.
Mm-hmm.
wow.
And he wasn't signing. CGC would not witness it. But at that point, we used to be CBCS witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
And CBCS did not have restrictions on John Byrne.
Yes.
So we were able to get double signed books by Byrne and Claremont
Oh,
signed. And I tell you the best part, Byrne was a jerk.
I've heard that. Unfortunately,
Listen to me. I had a window board. You window board your books, right?
Yeah.
So Claremont usually signs across the logo. It's kind of an unwritten rule.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I had another spot for Byrne, so I go, "Oh, could you sign here?" And he goes, "Well, I'm gonna sign here." I go, "But Claremont signs there," and he was basically like flipped the bird and said, "F him." And we were like, "Whoa!" We just sat there, looked at him in the line. We were like, "Wow!" But interactions like that, very cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I met John Byrne. He was savage.
But then I met Silvestri, which is one of my favorites, and
Oh yeah.
dude, because he doesn't come to the East Coast because he's a West Coast guy. He came out and literally just talking comics with me for like 15 minutes, man. He was just aces, stellar.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. I met him at C2E2 a couple of years ago. Got a
Yeah,
card.
man, he was a real nice guy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
really good time. So I have like to your point about John Byrne. It's like I stumbled across a signed copy of a book from John Byrne, and of course it just happens to be an immaculate copy of Uncanny X-Men 141.
Oh,
And I'm like, well, this needs to go to CBCS. It's like I got a stack I got to put together to go there because it's got to get witnessed. It's got to get verified. Or it's got to get verified, not witnessed. But yeah,
I did that with Dave Cockrum. I found a Dave Cockrum autograph in a flea market.
wow. I have
wow.
a Jack Kirby one as well. It's some random store book. Signed
I
by-
ain't got a Jack Kirby. Scene.
I got a Kirby story for you, and not just to take up the time, but
Yeah.
I bought a collection as a kid off another kid that had a paper out near me.
Mhm.
And let's forward 25 years, and the collection's sitting there. and it's been in a long box. And I start opening up the books when we're all heavy into it, and it's a Commandy #1. So the book's probably like a 4.0, 4.5. Open up the splash page, Jack Kirby signature.
Damn.
Nice.
Send it in, comes back authenticated because Kirby's wife did secretarial for him. So there's bad Kirby signatures out there.
Yeah, her doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they get rejected. We had what was that guy's name? He sent me
I know.
Mike, your boy.
Who?
Trying to think his name. Anyway, there was a guy on YouTube community. He sent me 2 Jack Kirby's, and they both got rejected.
Oh wow!
But they were secretarials. So they're all secretarials. I believe if you look into it, the way she dotted the I's is different, and I think a swoop on the J is different than his way of doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that, John Byrne rubber stamped.
Wow.
Well, it's a reprint.
Yeah.
All right, so we didn't hear from Big. Your opinion on signature over Blue Label?
Well, when I first started the whole YouTube thing, I didn't like signatures. I didn't, to me, it looked like it was like, I don't want to dirty my book, right? But then after, being around Erod and Manny, especially Manny was a signature guy, man, straight up.
Signature nut.
They really got me heavy into signatures, and for the first I would say from 2016 through 18, that's all we did, man. Signatures. I mean, everybody from Mark Bagley to my favorite signature was Neil Adams. Yeah, Marky knows because Neil Adams would come to the store Royals like once a year, every year, and he would give you the first signature free, and then the second signature was only like $20.
I wish I'd been around.
Those days are over. Those days are over now.
$50 per signature now.
Yeah. So we would get and at that time too, Royals would do the CGC witnessing because they were a facilitator, but we were all Manny, Erod, they were all AWs for CBCS. So he didn't even know that we were so we would get all our Neil Adams books yellow labeled witness through them. So that was the thing for a while. We would get everything signed, from him. But now I did send to Perez because when it comes to the legends, he's one of the legends, and we know that they're not going to be around. Him like guys like him and Joji Ila, and so we do try to get those whenever we can. But as far as getting new signatures now, like all these new guys like Donnie Cates or Scott Snyder Sig, or like I don't really feel it no more. You know what I mean? I'd rather give me my Blue Label.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you're selling books too, we've all been selling books for a lot of years now. It's tougher to sell a signature series book than it is a regular Blue Label book.
Yeah.
In my experience,
You have to find that right collection.
Exactly.
It depends.
You're going to part with it out of your collection.
Right. It depends on what type of book and who it is and all that stuff. And of course, how did the signatures affect the grade and all that stuff?
Yeah.
If you got a 9.8 with signatures on it, you're fine.
Were you with us at Royals that day when Mike knows Mike's laughing because Mike knows the story.
Oh,
we go to Royals and I've got the Neil.
Oh
Adams
I was there. I was online. I just
Superman 49
one, right?
Yeah.
And I pressed it out and I have it window boarded and it's nice. And he was really in a good mood. He's usually kind of grouchy. When he's in a smaller setting, he's very fan friendly, telling stories, laughing with everybody.
Yeah, he kept hugging my wife. He wouldn't let her go.
He takes my book, right? And he goes, this book here, I hate it because of the way the feet came out. And he's going like this. And this book here, and he's like this. And I'm literally like, I would want to take my book back.
I wish I had a picture of the facial expressions you were making when he was going like this. It was priceless because me and E were all cracking up. We're like,
that's what happened.
I have a similar Neil Adams story. As a matter of fact, I took a Tomb of Dracula #1, and this is when I learned about window boarding.
Okay,
window board your books. Okay. I handed him the book. It's a Tomb of Dracula 1. It's a 9.0 copy. He signs it. He turns the book around to hand it back to me, and coughs right as he picks it up and splits the top edge of the cover with his thumb and hands it back to me. And I'm just like, the witness is standing next to me. He's like, "Did you see?" And I'm like,
"Oh my God."
So 8.5 it was.
Oh,
And of course, I'm
that's
at the show,
terrible.
so I can't take it home and press it.
Uh,
You know?
that sucks.
okay.
So yeah, that one was heartbreaking. I sold that book recently. I bought another copy of Tomb of Dracula 1 that's a 9 or better, and I sold that one. So
Nice. I mean, it with everything with the signatures, to me, it all depends on what type of book am I getting signed. If I have a book that I know is kind of a 2 or 3, but it's a person that I don't have, yeah, I'll do that because maybe that will help, make the look a bit better or whatever like that, depending on what it is. I mean, Erod knows I had I have the Silver Age appearances of Hal Jordan, the first one, the second one, and the third. So this out of all of them, the second one was kind of beat up. And Joe Gila was there, and I said, I got to get Joe Gila on a signature. Oh, this will look good with his signature on it. So Erod pressed it and did a tremendous job. Not only did it get a better grade, but that signature really stands good on that book. So it depends on what book you're going to do and all that. Like the newer stuff, yeah, if you're not paying an arm and a leg, and if you get a 9.8 on the current stuff, yeah, I think that helps if you're trying to sell it or whatever like that. It all depends on what type of book I have. Now, and also who it is, like we just said about George Perez. I mean, at that time, I just was happy to meet the man and get a lot of my Crisis stuff, my Wonder Woman stuff, and whatever, and my hardcover of Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I was just happy just to see him and get the autographs and everything. I didn't even care about the grading and everything. And then all this happened, and I did send it in to try to get that George Perez label and all that, but everything's coming back now. So
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
it was an open-ended question, so I'm going to answer as well. So 2018, I went. I'm pressing and I'm doing this stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to C2E2. I'm going to offer my customers in the area. If you want me to stand in line and get a signature, right? I'll do that. I'll do that facilitation for them and submit it to CGC so that witnessed and all that. I'll do that work. So I spent one day doing signatures, and literally the entire day is spent doing signatures because you're standing in line all over the place. But I'll tell you that the things that I did that I felt I did right, because I mean it was like $2,000 in signatures, in signature submissions, right? That was just the submission costs and the signatures and the witnessing and all that. And I did, I went and got Art Germ signatures, right? And I was able to turn those books in a heartbeat. I got Jenny Frison signatures. I got Derek Chu. And I spent 2 hours standing in line to get a handful of books that I brought for my personal collection, signed by George Perez and Marv Wolfman. And I got, it's like Wolfman's charging $10 a book, Perez is charging $0, or Wolfman's charging $20 a book. So I'm like, okay, so we're gonna do 2 from Wolfman. Perez is signing the rest. But it was like, like Teen Titans #1, from the second series. It's like that book's not worth anything, but it's cool because I've got Perez and Wolfman on it. But I also got Crisis on Infinite Earths #7. The Pieta. It's a 9.4 signed by Perez.
Nice.
And what's unfortunate, I didn't have a higher grade copy of it, but it's new Teen Titans #2 with the first Deathstroke signed by Wolfman and Perez. So I like that. I love that book. It's like it's an 8, but I'm like, hey.
Yeah, I got that book signed by Perez too. I got it in a 9.6, real nice.
Yeah. So that for me, that becomes a solid number because my first time getting signatures, I got to meet Perez. He's an amazing human being.
Very nice.
So kind, so generous, so easy to talk to, and loves being there. Marv Wolfman, cranky old man.
I tell you one thing when it comes to these signatures. If it wasn't for the signatures, I wouldn't have met these guys. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's how I met Manny NYC. Manny NYC. I was standing on Jim Lee. For that same thing at East Coast for Perez. What was it? East Coast Comic Con. Jim Lee was doing the signing there, and I was online, and I saw Manny.
No, Big Apple. That's Big Apple Con.
Big Apple Con.
Big Apple Con. Excuse me. Sorry, my bad. Big Apple Con. And I saw him there. I introduced myself, and we took it off from there. I met him in New York Comic Con that same year, and then he introduced me to the rest of the guys, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
So but yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, it brings
Right.
people together.
6 years later.
And I'll
6
tell you
years later.
yeah, 6 years later, right? I'll tell you another thing too, man. When doing these, signings and stuff like that for people who likes to do signings in the chat, it's good to go with a group. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you can give your books
break.
you want to and split up. Like me and Manny, Erod, too, all of us. If you're gonna go see McFarlane, here's my book. Get signed by McFarlane.
Yeah,
I'm
totally.
gonna go see Jim Lee at 1 o'clock. I'll get your book signed, and
That's what we do at East Coast. That's what we did at East Coast, especially me trying to catch up to friggin' Erod because he had a suitcase and we made
Good
a
luck.
beeline to
I
the
remember
Perez
that.
line.
That was the
And I'm like,
president.
and he's got a suitcase. He's like, first two online. I'm like, holy Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm catching my breath. I need some oxygen. I'm out of shape. I'm like,
I cheated. It's good about having friends, man, because
Yes.
at that time I couldn't stay on a line that long.
yeah.
And all my friends, they were all of you guys, they were all so I
Everybody
had
helped each
different
other
people
out
go,
back then.
get signatures for me. Like Erod was there. I was like, okay, Erod, you got this for me. Manny did one for me. Like, so
Yeah.
it really, the group really takes care of each other. And then since they did all that for me, I grabbed everything and I was the one that sat down and filled out all the goddamn
All the
forms.
paperwork, right? You did all the
Yeah, the
paperwork.
signature
the submission of the 50 books or whatever, so definitely like what Mike said, the group, it helps each other. You help each other out and get
That's
I don't
the
think
key.
I can go to a con. I don't think I can go to a con again without just a group of friends.
Yeah.
That's become such an integral part of the experience.
So true.
for me now.
Yeah.
It is.
It
It's
is.
so much more. It's so much more fun.
Yes.
I mean, like
I mean-
spending time with with guys at C2E2 with Wink Inc. and Skeff's Comic Knowledge and Comic Man Andy and his wife. Just, I mean, that was the best fun about the show.
Nice.
I mean,
And
I
after
said
the
to
show,
the
you
guys
go out to
before.
lunch and everything else.
Yeah.
You do dinner, you go have some drinks
Exactly.
and stuff like that.
Right.
When we went to East Coast,
East Coast.
and we had guys come from California. We
Yeah.
had AG Surfer come and
AG
Cholula's
Surfer,
Comics
man.
came.
Yep.
Cholula Comic came with a short box of books, man, just
Yeah.
to get signed. It was
All the way from
crazy.
California. Yeah.
We were all the way from
Oh.
California. Flew it on his overhead luggage with him.
I know. That's
He
crazy.
did.
Yeah.
And
Carry
we had
on.
a couple of other guys, and we all went down and sat down and had dinner after the show.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it was one of the best times we had. We were all
Yeah.
just
Yucking
hanging
it
out,
up.
just laughing
Yeah,
and talking.
great.
It was great.
Yeah,
Best
that was
experience,
real good.
experience hands
And
down.
I-
There was
And I
MegaCon
told the
last year.
guys before.
Oh yeah, how'd you like that?
MegaCon.
MegaCon was excellent, and it was such an epic experience, right? Because like I went there specifically with a purpose, right? And it was to give Steve Whiting like his Grail book, right? Which was Tales to Astonish number 13, the first appearance of Groot, right? So we
Nice.
we crowdfunded the book, right? Like everybody pitched in like $20 or something like that, and we crowdfunded the book, and we presented it to him on his birthday at MegaCon. Like after we all went out to dinner, and then we came back to the hotel room. There was a little room in the back and everything. We went live and everything, and gave him the book, and it was just epic. But like being able to hang out and do that. And like going out and having dinner and just have that whole experience, it was just a lot of fun. Bueller was there, and it was a great time.
I tell you one thing too. Like when you're in the show, it's kind of weird. Like when you do it on YouTube and stuff like that, because when somebody sees you and you don't really recognize the people, like I'm gonna say, for example, Theory 23, Theory 2, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows Theory, right? Theory over here. Like
I wouldn't be able to pick him out of a crowd. I don't think I've ever seen him in person.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. So
yeah.
I all I hear, New York Warriors. Da, da, da. I'm like, what's up, guys? I know you. I'm like, whoa, okay, my man. Who are you?
Whoa, with the hugs, man.
Yeah. And then Biggs put me to the side. He was like, "Yo, that's Theory 23." There. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I seen
Here
this
you go.
picture
Here you go.
before. Yeah.
I was just telling these guys, when we first started hanging out, we all, well, for me, I used to go to these cons by myself because my wife don't like all this stuff. So I would used to go to Big Apple by myself. I would used to go to New York Comic Con and everything like that. And, I would just do my thing. And when I met up with these guys and we started doing the cons, doing site, my God, it was such a better experience. And we have just like a great time and everything, especially when we're digging and hunting and all that. And we're all helping each other. I said, oh, shit. Marky's looking for that. Erod's looking for that. E's looking for that. Manny's looking for that.
Yep.
You know, Eli's looking for that. He ain't away. Let me text it to him. Let me take a picture. You need this? You need this? All right, cool. Boom. You know, so it's really cool.
Fun.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good time. It definitely is. All right, so we're going to pop back over to hunting, and I'm going to ask you, we got 2 questions left. Where do you find that you do the most buying? At LCSs, cons, local shows, eBays, online? We'll start with Marky on this one.
Oh, boy. Where do I do the most buying? It used to be eBay. But now it's been with online, like IG and stuff like that, you know, especially now being associated with these guys and meeting other people, you know, when we go to these cons and everything, you know, auctions, you know, YouTube auctions. I mean, it's a lot. I get better deals. And then I also know how they're going to send me the book. So I don't have to worry about eBay anymore, because I think everybody here that's been dealing with eBay has been getting those brown paper envelopes with no protection and send it media mail, and then your $50 book is now worth a $5 book. And you know,
being trashed and showing up super late.
Of course. So I got sick and tired of dealing with eBay, so I buy around everybody in the community now. So if you want to call it online, yeah. And then of course, there's my shops. And, you know, I don't know. Something might come in. And if it's a good price, it's always good to be friendly with the shop owner. There's 2 shops that I know that I'm really good friends with. And they'll hook you up. They'll charge you a little less of what he's asking for, because he knows that you're a collector and whatever. And you're not, you know, not trying to, you know, whatever. I mean, everybody has their own thing, but it's always good to get with your comic shop owner. You know, be nice, talk to them. You know, if you got interests, you know, like we're both Ranger fans, so boom, hit it all right off the bat.
Because clearly they're not in it for the money.
No, I mean, you know, some are, and some just like stories and like collect and like to help collectors. And there's 2 shops I go to that like to help out collectors. They're not looking for that. They're not looking to rip you off blind, especially if they know you, you know. And he does great sales. I mean, like every time, like a free comic book day or whatever holiday is, like he throws 50% off this whole store, including wall books.
Wow.
And he gets lines out the door.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, and it isn't like those online sales, like I won't say the site, but it's 70% off. But all they did was they give you the 70% off, but they also marked it up 70%. So everything on the site. So Colorado. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, when you find shops like that, and you'll find some good deals and everything. So so I would say online community, and then your local shop if you know the guy. That's it.
Biggs, how about you?
Well, before I used to shop a lot at my LCS. Me and Erod shared the same LCS for a lot of years, and it was a great shop. You know, we used to really catch his back issues when they were. A lot of books that are freaking super expensive now, man. We used to clean them out, man. I'm telling you, back in the day. But ever since that shop closed down, then it was more of the shows. You know, whenever we went to we would go to like the Clifton show a lot, and you know, all these little shows and conventions. We would shop a lot on those. But now,
the
little comic shows.
Yeah.
But now it's mostly. So far it's been mostly, if it's not a show that we go to, it's online. It's online. I don't have like a local LCS anymore. I get better deals online, you know, on YouTube auctions, through Instagram, you know, like there's a lot of you know, pages that sell just from the, like Marky said, from the community. Most of my books that I pick up are from the community. Whatnot now, you know, Whatnot's the new thing.
Yeah,
I've been raping them on Whatnot, man.
I'm the one of them that you raped. Anyway.
Hey yo.
Hey.
But mostly online now. And once the shows, shameless plug, Erod has a table set up for us at King Kong. It's a local show coming up in March 19th, Woodbridge, New Jersey. And there I'm gonna do some shopping there. There I want to do. I'm gonna do some selling also, but I want to do some shopping there, because once you get used to the guys, they are in the community, they're set up. You talk to them, so there's always deals to be made.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so must
I love working on
online
microcons.
community and shows.
Very cool. Erod.
Local shows.
Yeah. We saw that.
I do all the small local shows. I venture though. Local for me is up to an hour and a half drive.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll go either east towards Marky's way, or I'll go up to Pennsylvania. And I small shows is the best way to say it. Not local shows, small shows. All of these, no fluff, no cosplay, no artists, no
just
nothing.
a show,
just comics. And you kind of it's funny because I go to him continuously, but Biggs is the one that used to tell me about it all the time. He used to always tell me about Clifton. Go to Clifton.
Yeah,
Clifton.
I used to go there every month. Every month I would go.
I was like, no. Now I can't stay away from them,
Yeah, and I don't have the time to go now, man, because freaking forget about it.
Well, tell him, Biggs, we went recently. We met up at Clifton, and he hadn't been to a show in so long. He had sensory overload. He just was like,
I didn't know. I had money in my pocket, everything. I didn't know what to buy. I had
I didn't know
what
to
I
get
called
first.
it, Erod, a collector's block or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to get, man. I was looking at everything. I was just like, I really didn't know what to. I was overwhelmed. I was like, I don't know, man.
Because you know what it is with these smaller shows. Like, okay, I go to a big con, and I'm gonna know probably a couple of vendors there. You're gonna know Gary, and you're gonna know Zaps Comics and guys like that.
Yeah.
But when I go to these local shows, a lot of times it's the same vendors over and over.
Yes.
And if you buy from them, like Marky's saying, you build relationships with these guys, and you get to know the guy behind the store. And you get to know a little bit about him. He trusts you a little more, and he's a little more lenient with you. He'll try and take care of you every once in a while, So it's always a win-win.
Birdman.
All right, Joker. How about you? Where do you do the most buying?
Before the pandemic, because that's key. The pandemic kind of blew up everything online, basically. Before the pandemic, it was mostly going out to flea markets and stuff like that. I used to go to one over here. The guys, I'm talking to the guys on Chelsea. There was like a flea market in Chelsea. Go there. Sometimes you find some stuff there, But now online, can't get my honey holes. You know what I'm saying? But just go online. You find some stuff there. You just gotta look. And my guys right here. I bought from all these guys. Biggs, Marky. I bought from Erod. Josh, amongst the community, amongst your crew, But yeah, YouTube auctions, just join them and you buy there. I haven't done the Whatnot. I'm not sold yet on Whatnot yet, so I don't know, but
you got to put some work in that, man. I'm telling you. I don't know if you watched mine. That was like, man, I was tired after that.
But yeah, majority of the times is online. You just got to be attentive, and you got to watch other people's channels to see what they buying and what they spec on and stuff like that. Then you just do your own research and you do your own buying. Buy your own risk though. Buy your own risk.
Definitely makes sense. All right, so last question: what are you guys hunting this year? Like, what's the big game on the target? Biggie?
So I really would like to get Action Comics 242 this year. I would like to get that. Also, I want to complete the Batman villains keys. I picked up a lot of them already, but I am missing a few, like Clayface. That's Detective
Which one? There's 3 of them.
I want the Matt Hagen Clayface. That's the one that I know. That's the Clayface that I'm familiar with.
Is that the Silver Age one?
It's a Silver Age. Yeah, it's a Silver Age Detective Comics purple cover.
Yeah. I remember that.
I got that.
Yeah, so I want to finish some of those. keys. I want to get another copy of. I know I'm saying another, being greedy, right?
Mhm.
Thursday, but I do want to get another copy of Batman 171, the first Silver Age Riddler. I have one
Okay.
already signed by Joe Gila, your label 3.0.
Yeah.
But I want a blue label, and I want it in at least a 4 or 5, nothing less than that.
Mm.
You know,
Alright.
I really love the cover of that book. I want another one of that.
That's a big book now.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah, I know.
Especially with that movie.
It's a big book,
Yeah.
but it's not as big as Marvel Keys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
true.
not, you know, it's some of these like ASM. Last year I was going for a lot of ASM Silver Age. Like I got the first Craven, I got the first Electro. Some of those books are still more expensive than that one. So I'm like, okay, it could be a possibility this year, even with the movie, because even though the DC books are rising right now, and then like the Batman movie is probably gonna make that book rise even more. They still have not reached that level yet that the blue chip
Because they
Marvel
keep
keys
shooting
have.
themselves in the foot with these films. I mean,
Yeah,
they
but
end
that's
up,
good for me because that
but
means I can get my book.
true. Yeah, true. You know, but it obviously doesn't carry the value as long. But yeah, I mean, like I'm cool with it. You know, like let everybody sleep on the DC keys and let me pick those up while I
Right.
still can.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
they
right.
eventually will go up. I mean, those, because, like I said,
Yeah.
there's only one printing of
Yeah.
them, and the older the better, I say, and that's how I've always been collecting. You
And
know,
Erod,
no
sorry, I don't mean to
reprints
cut you
of
off,
yeah,
Mark.
it's okay.
Erod
No.
reminded me of a book too that we used to look at for a long time. That first Legion of Superheroes.
Oh,
You remember?
God.
Yeah, I remember. I collect a lot of the Legion characters. I have a lot of their first appearances throughout my collection. But that the first as a group, that's a great book right there. I need that book.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. So it's mainly those are the books that I'm going for. I would love to get like the first Galactus and first Silver Surfer, you know, FF48 and 49, but I don't want to pay those prices for them, so that's why it's kind of tough. I do have a Silver Surfer #1, little nice copy, but you know, I'll stick with the DC right now. They're a little more affordable at the moment.
Reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, more reasonable.
All right, Joker. What's your big hunt this year?
My big I mean, I mentioned FF52 already earlier, but
Yeah,
another
52.
one. I mean, like I was starting to collect last year, like the DC Batman villains. You know, Era hooked me up with a nice Poison Ivy book. I got the Mr. Freeze, but then Biggs just like he just went off crazy. So I'm like, nah, man. This dude is like, yeah, he went crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna go on the FF. I went on the FF, and you know, slowly but surely, been getting like little, you know, keys here and there, fillers. You know, but you know, second appearance of I just recently did my latest latest key. Yeah, it is a key. Latest key I picked up from FF run was a FF53, the second appearance of Black Panther, the origin. First claw. So once I got that, it is a decent copy. You know, it made me want more. You know, the 52 more. So now I want the 52. But besides that, I'm a huge Silver Surfer fan too. So besides the FF40 that I already have, I want a 49. I need a 49. I want to get the trio, the 49, then the 50. You got to get the 49 out the way because 49 is the book that's more expensive than 50, right? So definitely FF49 is in my view. That's something I want, you know. I would like, hopefully.
I've got a copy of 50, and I'm troubled, right? Because I have a 48 and a 49, both in an 8.0, and I don't know if my 50 is an 8. And I'm like, I want to send it in, but I don't want to, like, you know, get it me like, oh, 6. Damn.
Yeah, but even at a 6, that it's a good price. So you could
Yeah.
It'll be the ugly ducking out of the 3, right? It's like
get rid of it.
I don't want that.
But you know, like I get that auto, you know, like linear,
linear
issue.
Yeah.
You know, like you get all 3 of them. Like they got to be in the same grade. All right, what about you, Mark? What's your big big ticket item?
Big ticket.
Or even like what's the thing that you
I would say the thing I would like to, you know, once everything starts running up again and I can go to certain places, I would like to find some Adam Silver Age issues. I mean, you all know the last auction, you know, Chad RCG threw up on. I'm like, ooh, I don't have that one. And, you know, I really like those Silver Age characters from DC because I do got some beginning Hawkmans. I got the beginning Plastic Mans before he became into the Bronze Age. And especially Hawkman books now. They're going because of Black Adam and all that. And I'm grateful that I was able to get the first 6 issues. And Manny actually helped me out with issue number 5. So
I was lucky enough to finish that whole run long before.
Oh, really?
the
Nice.
news of it. So yeah, I love Hawkman. I think he's a great
Right.
character.
I think he's again another underrated character, and I hope the Black Adam film really shows him the light, especially Dr. Fate. That anything with Dr. Fate I would like to grab on silvers and all that stuff.
Hey, I got 2 Silver Age Justice League 21 coming from CBCS. One will be up for sale, Marky.
I told you we'll talk about that, didn't I tell you that? We'll talk about that.
23s? I need a nice 23.
Yeah. And that's about it. I mean, the other thing I think I'm going to be hunting for is that everybody knows here on the panel. I love promo books. I love promo free giveaway books, especially the movie theater ones. So anytime, like the Batman film, if you were able to get that AMC showing or IMAX showing for the early 3 days on March 1st, they're giving away a Batman book. Now people might, it's nothing. But telling you, don't sleep on promo free giveaway books. You never know. I'm not talking right now they're going to be a lot, but maybe when I get another 40 years in me. Yeah. But you never know. I like hunting for those. I love promo books. So if I see promo books when I'm around, I'm going to grab them. If they're, of course, I'm not going to pay ridiculous for it, but if they're decent.
True.
Or mailaways. That's the other one. Mailaways. I know Erod's been trying to find that Wolverine one from Nabisco. Yeah.
Bug got one. It's beat, but he got one.
That's a white whale.
It's at least
I actually had one in my possession that I sold on. I sold it on eBay for my LCS, and I was like, I should have just bought that damn thing from him.
That Nabisco and the Pressman. What's it? The 287 is it? I think whichever. Yeah. There's one Pressman that's really tough to get. Also,
yeah.
I actually along those lines. There's a Buck Rogers Kellogg's book that I've been trying to find a decent copy of. That it's just it's like from the 40s, so it's just like epically hard to find.
There's just some good Shazam. There was some Shazam giveaway books back in the day from the 40s and 50s too. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of those.
Yeah, I mean those are good books. Hate to say it, y'all, but jump on them now because I'm telling you, when that new movie comes out, everybody liked that first film.
First film was fun. It was great.
If they do what I'm thinking, what they're going to do with the second film, man, I'm telling you, you got right now those Golden Age books for Shazam are very affordable if you find them and out in the wild. They're not that much.
They are, but nobody wants them.
But they're going to. I'm telling you, if you know what you're looking for, research people.
So, shh.
Yeah. We're trying to help. Everybody, it ain't no secret.
E, what's your big hunt this year?
My wish list on the DC side, it's the first Brainiac and the first Mr. Freeze. Those are ones I need because I picked up most of the Batman villains for the most part. I had those. I was working on those for a while. On the Marvel side, it's going to be an FF3 and FF5. Nice. And an ASM 2 and an ASM 10. Those are the wish list books. If I can knock off one or two, I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, none of those are cheap.
That's why we have war chests now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, true.
Absolutely.
So, and then I always like to hunt and find keys. You know what? I'll show you what I found recently. I found this at a show the other day. I haven't shown this one yet, but I got this.
Oh.
And this book here, look at the prices on this thing. This is the 4-color comics variant. And it's one of the rarer ones. 9/8 on this raw go for like $300 now.
Wow.
Crazy.
It's a crazy book. And I found that at a local show.
Wow.
I love hitting up them local shows. I really do. I mean, I've been selling at them. Like we have some up in Wisconsin, so like I'll go up in there, and like you said, you get to know the dealers. You see them at the bigger shows too. They give you some, they help you out, when you're there. But like trading with them, like trading books all the time. I picked up for JP. Like I saw it on the guy's wall. I know he was looking for it. It was an NYX3, and I was like, you want to pick this book up? Because if you don't, I am, and I'm going to sell this thing for $2,000 when I press it and send it in.
That's a sleeper book. It's still undervalued right now.
I've been telling Biggs that. Yeah.
I say that all the time. You know what's funny though? Like we talk about the shows, and I'm sorry if I cut you off. I went to Terrificon this year, and there's a mask mandate, so it's kind of difficult to recognize. And one of the dealers is like, "Hey, I got some books I think you might be interested in," and I'm like, "Why would I be interested in it?" He goes, "Because I watch the channel all the time. I know what you collect."
Let me guess. Were you still wearing a New York hat with the mask?
Yeah, I always wear when I go to cons, out to shows, the hat's on all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of our
signature,
badge.
Right?
Yeah. But that's great. I mean, that number one, that's fantastic that people are able to pick you out and know what you're looking for and are able to present you with that. And you're like, I got a good crack at this.
And the thing was, the guy was like, he's like, I have this much invested. I'm not looking to make a killing. I know what you do. You make a few bucks, I make a few bucks. And he was awesome about it. It was great. It was a first Hawkeye. And you know what? A low grade, but I was able to make a few bucks on it. He made a few bucks on it. It was a win-win for everybody. It was really nice of him,
Yeah, absolutely. Ugh, it's tough though. It's tough with the CGC turnaround times.
Word.
Tell us about it. We got tons of orders out, man.
Oh yeah,
both of them and CBCS.
They're both bad. They're both bad.
We'll commiserate about that in the backstage, but I'm gonna shut this down. I want to thank all you guys for coming out and hanging out with us and hanging out on the channel. Everybody in the chat for coming out, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming onto the show. I had a lot of fun. I mean, I always having fun talking to collectors.
Yeah, good time.
Yeah, definitely.
Conversation, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
appreciate it, man.
Well, real quick, you guys let us know what you got coming up on your channels.
Okay.
All right. You guys want to go first? Whatever.
You want me to go first? I go first. Okay.
Yeah, Mike. Good.
Yeah,
Mike. Yeah, you already know, man. East meets West. My channel, guys. We do our live podcast show every other Sunday. Even though this year so far, I think we only done one show, so we got to get back in rotation with that. But every Friday we drop our CBSI FOC of the week. Josh Scrab, he does the list for CBSI for the FOC. And then we also do cover tunes and cover fire for Mike Morello from CBSI. And haul videos here and there, man. I got to record a couple of haul videos. I'm getting a new phone, so I'm trying to see how it looks, the resolution, all that stuff through the new phone. So I'm waiting for that to come in so I can record my whole video. And that's all I have. That's all. Very cool. Yep. I'd say Biggie's got something coming up, but he went live instead of. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So every week, me and Manny, we've been doing our little side show. We call it the Biggs Bird Show. So we posted one episode a week so far for the last 3 weeks in a row, which have been pretty fun. We also have NY Warriors auctions coming up again this Friday. You can catch me. Joker's gonna be there, and Marky. So far, that's all people have confirmed right now.
This Friday.
This Friday, yeah. Friday night at 9:30. I was gonna do a coffee and comics Saturday morning, but because we're gonna do the auction on Friday, I don't think we're gonna do it this Saturday. Be early. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be too much. But then Monday we're gonna do we're gonna go back to doing. I'm gonna do a chilling with the Warriors Monday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. That's our long running show. We're up to like episode 159 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. We in September of this year, it'll be 7 years straight that we've been running the channel.
Wow, that is fantastic.
Yeah. So
time flies.
It's been a long time, yeah.
Well, I can definitely say it's great hanging out with you guys when you do the show and when you're on. I know I'm catching Erod pretty every time he drops a video, just because I'm glued to the screen. What they got at that show?
Yeah. What was that again? Rewind it, right? You go back.
Right. Like running back, panning in.
Tell me what you think about
step,
this show.
Step.
Absolutely.
Went to a comic show. Let's see what I got.
Tell me what I got. What do you think about it?
Yes, it's hooked to watch it, right?
Yeah. Of course, hell yeah.
I know. You gotta get
I like it, bro.
You know what, though? Congratulations to Erod. Erod was long overdue because he was doing his videos from the very beginning of like back in 2015 was always very informative.
Yes.
You know, so Erod was already telling you things that most people are just catching on to now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 6.5 years later. You know, so he was ahead of his time, basically.
Yeah.
So congratulations to everything he's doing with his channel.
What's up,
It's
everybody?
growing.
No.
Erod 212 here.
With another video.
Another video. So
But
speaking of which, what do you got?
So there will be a video tomorrow. It's a con video. You guys want to check it out because there was something happened and I got some really good books and there's a good story behind it. Wednesdays I do CBSI's The Back Nine. That's always fun. You get to see some speculation books from a bunch of guys in the community, which is always fun. But the big thing is March 19th. Go check out King Con #2. If you're in the tri-state area, take a ride out there. It's going to be in, I think it's like Woodbridge, New Jersey. Look up King Con on the IG page. And we had that show last year, and it was 4,500 square feet. They built a show for the community, by the community, and it was a hell of a blast. People, like I say to everybody, it's affordable. Come in. You don't have to buy a book. Just come say hello. Come hang out. Tell us a story. We'll talk comic books all day long. That's all we did that whole day was laugh. 8 hours flew.
Yeah.
This year, it's bigger and better with 10,000 square feet. So it's going to be a good time. You're going to have a lot of first-time vendors there that normally don't set up. Bronzeville Comics is going to be there. Mike the Beast Benston is setting up over there. The Pressable Defects is setting up. Just a lot of guys from the community that are always in the chats setting up for the first time. So that's always fun. Go out there, show some support, have a good time.
Right.
Many bringing donuts for everybody at the show, all right? Many.
On this 2-hour bird break.
Mark, you got anything you want to share?
Well, I go on the Warrior Show with Ian, everybody here. Anytime you see a video out of me now is basically if something came in. Like right now, I'm kind of on a little bit of a card kick now because I'm trying to get ahead of this madness that's going on, and I'm not paying no ridiculous prices to get cards graded. So kind of doing some graded card stuff, or maybe something came in that interests me, either it be in heavy metal music or vinyls or something out of the ordinary. So it isn't just all comics with me, but that's here or there because, back then I used to do a couple of haul videos here and there, but, jobs changed and responsibilities changed. And, I just like going on with the show with the guys. So, but sometimes I do pop up a video here and there, but the other thing, Whatnot, I'm going to try to do a couple of more of those. So if you're looking for me on Whatnot, it's Marky316, and just follow me, and you never know when the sale might come up. And I'm literally giving books away. I don't care. I need to make some space. So if I have to sell it for $1, I'll sell it for $1. I do not care.
All right, so send me the Green Lantern third appearance for $1.
No.
I tried.
Just saying.
No.
Well, I have a very disappointing haul video. A disappointing CGC unboxing video. So Hialeah will be very happy. He'll get to see my sad face again when I open up the box and see that the reversion and the poor grades, and
that's terrible. Yeah,
it's becoming a thing when they sit around for 9 months in multiple warehouses and change hands, and it's a good time. But, I've got that coming up. Haul videos every Wednesday and other videos on Tuesdays. So, stay tuned. And we'll be back next week with Cocktails and Comics. I'll be on JP's The Indie Show, I believe. We have to verify, but we should be doing Volume 3 of Usagi Yojimbo from the Fantagraphics run. And then Cocktails and Comics after that. And then we'll be back, I believe, on the 3rd. Have to clarify that. We'll be back on the 3rd with another episode of What Do You Hunt? And I do believe on the 10th we will have the Pressable Defects crew.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to be a good time.
Cool.
So, but other than that, thank you again, everyone, for coming out and watching the video, either live or on Rewind. Thank you to the NY Warriors for coming and hanging out. And we will see you all later.